All right, let's dive into something that connects pretty much everything, from the food on your plate to the tech in our future, and that's water. But more importantly, we're going to explore this quiet revolution that's totally changing how we use it, and, how we can stop wasting so much of it. 70%. Get this. That's not just some random number. That is the slice of all the Earth's fresh water that goes to just one single activity: irrigation. I mean, think about that for a second. For every 10 gallons of fresh water we use, 7 of them are just for growing stuff. That is a staggering amount.
And that right there sets up our central challenge. As our population grows and our freshwater sources are getting more and more stressed, how do we possibly use less water while still growing everything we need to survive? That's the big puzzle we're here to figure out.
Okay, so first things first, let's really get a clear picture of the scale of this problem. We're talking about our thirsty world. And this isn't some distant, abstract issue. It's a reality that's affecting billions of people right now.
Just let this one sink in for a minute. The United Nations says that nearly 2 billion people, that's almost 1 out of every 4 people on the planet, already live in places where water is scarce. This is way beyond just an environmental concern. It's a massive humanitarian crisis that's unfolding as we speak.
And a huge part of the problem, it's the way we've always done things. That 70% figure we talked about isn't just a statistic. It directly translates to rivers drying up, underground aquifers being overdrawn, and entire ecosystems being thrown completely out of whack. To put it simply, our old-school, inefficient ways of watering are pushing our planet's life support systems to their limits.
But here's where the story takes a turn. Because we have solutions, it's not all doom and gloom. This section is all about the hero of our story, smarter irrigation systems that are designed to tackle this challenge head-on.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, at their core, these water-saving irrigation systems are really all about one thing: efficiency. There are all these different technologies designed to get just the right amount of water to exactly the right place at precisely the right time. The whole goal is to just eliminate the waste. So what makes these systems so darn effective? Well, it really boils down to 3 key ideas. First up, you've got precision. We're talking about delivering water directly to the plant's roots, not the space between the rows. Then there's automation, using sensors and weather data to water only when it's truly necessary. And finally, adaptability, the ability to change the watering for different plants, different soils, and different climates.
All right, let's open up the toolkit and get practical. We're going to look at the different kinds of systems out there, from the simple, really effective setups you can use in your backyard, all the way to the high-tech solutions that power massive farms.
Okay, so here's the classic matchup: drip versus sprinkler. Think of drip irrigation like a personal water bottle for each and every plant. It delivers water slowly, right to the roots where it's needed most. On the other hand, you've got sprinkler systems, which are more like creating a rain shower over a whole wide area. Both can be super efficient, but they're used for very different things.
And picking the right system is absolutely crucial. Drip irrigation? It's perfect for things like vegetable gardens or orchards, where you want to target each plant individually. But for a big, green lawn, a modern, efficient sprinkler system is probably your best bet. And for a simple flower bed or a hedge, you can't go wrong with a classic soaker hose, a fantastic, low-cost option. It's really all about matching the tool to the job.
And the toolkit doesn't stop there, of course. We also have those soaker hoses, which are just beautifully simple. They're basically porous tubes that just weep water along their whole length. And for the really big farms, subsurface systems take it to the next level. They actually bury the drip tubes underground right in the root zone, which cuts down on evaporation to almost zero. Okay, so we've seen the tools, but what's the real payoff? Why does this all matter so much? This next part answers that big question by looking at the powerful benefits for both our planet and our wallets. The payoff here isn't just one single thing. It's this awesome, virtuous cycle. It all starts with huge water savings. That, of course, leads directly to cost savings on your water bill. But that targeted watering also means you get healthier, more productive plants. And it all wraps up with less polluted runoff, which protects our local environment. It's a win-win-win. And here is another huge number for you. 50%. Yeah, 50. That's how much you can potentially cut your water use just by switching from a traditional sprinkler to a drip irrigation system. I mean, in a world that's facing water shortages, cutting your use in half, that is a total game changer. So it all boils down to what you could call a triple win. First, you save money, lower water bills. Second, your plants are healthier and you get better yields.
And third, you're actually protecting your local environment by reducing that polluted runoff from going into rivers and lakes. It's just an incredibly powerful combination.
But hold on, because the story doesn't end here. This technology is not standing still. So let's peek around the corner and look at what's coming next, because we are on the edge of an even smarter, more efficient era of watering.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. AI can sound complicated, right? But the way it works here is actually brilliant and pretty simple. First, sensors in the ground are constantly gathering real-time data, like how moist the soil is. Second, the AI brain takes that data and analyzes it along with local weather forecasts. And third, the system just automatically adjusts the watering schedule. No more guesswork, just pure data-driven efficiency.
It's not just about AI in a vacuum, though. The future is really this convergence of different trends all coming together. We're seeing more solar-powered pumps that make irrigation possible even off the grid. And governments are starting to step in with new policies and rebates to encourage everyone, from homeowners to big farms, to adopt these water-saving technologies.
Which brings us to our final thought. These technologies, they are incredibly powerful tools. They can make a massive, massive difference. But are they the entire solution to our global water crisis? That's a question worth thinking about, as we all consider the role each of us plays in protecting this precious and absolutely vital resource.